Thank you for watching WISD TV. My name is Dale Caffey with more of what's making news at the Waco Independent School District. I am at the Bill Logue Juvenile Justice Center in Waco, Texas. I'm with a group of students behind me from the A.J. Moore Academies of Law and Criminal Justice on the campus of University High School. I have some very special guests here. I have Jim Vines. He is a superintendent here at the Logue Center. I have Jaime Villarreal, who is a law and criminal justice teacher at the A.J. Moore Academies on the campus of University High School. Then I have Jasmine Robinson and Jacob Maldonado, their students there in the academy. First of all, though, I want to turn and talk to Mr. Vines here. And Jim, if you would, talk a little bit about what you try to do when you have students visit the Bill Logue Center here.
We bring the kids in from all places to tour the facility, to see what we operate, how we treat our kids, what it's like when you get locked up, how we treat our kids when they get locked up, and how safe they stay here, and things we do here at McLennan County Juvenile.
Talk a little bit about how over the years the philosophy here at the Logue Center has changed.
Years ago, it was more of a controlled environment where the kids were controlled, their movements were controlled, and behaviors controlled with force. Now the philosophy has changed to a change of culture of change versus control, where we try to use a lot of therapy and rehabilitative techniques to change the kids' behavior while they're here. We're not more punishment, we're more rehabilitative, okay?
Rehabilitative. That's a tough word sometimes. And I understand also that school goes on even if they're incarcerated here.
Yes, Waco Independent School District does provide teachers here. They go to school from 7:25 in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon every day.
Very good. And thank you so much for having these students here. I know that's a very organized session. I describe what it's all about. I think they have about 10 minutes to visit with a number of people that work here.
Yes, they get to see all different types of what programs we have here at the Bill Logue Juvenile Justice Center, and they're going to get a tour of the detention facility.
That sounds very exciting. Jaime Villarreal is the teacher at the A.J. Moore Academies on the campus of University High School. Tell me a little bit about your background, though.
My background, I spent 5.5 years in law enforcement, actually working here at the Bill Logue Juvenile Justice Center as a probation officer. I dealt with various caseloads of violent offenders, drug courts, first-time offenders. Myself and the other instructor who's here, Coach Martinez, both actually are former employees of this particular facility. Our background lends itself to what we do now today as instructors there at the Criminal Justice Academy there at A.J. Moore, mostly focusing on the interest and emphasis of law enforcement, study of laws, mock trials, just trying to make sure these students know what law enforcement is about, as well as courts and things like that.
It sounds to me like your experience here of about 10 years, I guess, or so, is really helping you at your job at University High School.
Correct. Obviously, my background was in law enforcement prior to getting back into education, so obviously dealing with any type of issues at school is not a problem, but mostly it also allows me to relate past experience, personal experience to these students, relate stories of things that I have encountered as a probation officer, as a law enforcement official.
Now, the students here today are mostly, what, freshmen and sophomores?
The focus for the academy is we have a graduation track. We try to start with principles of law enforcement, principles of public safety and corrections during their freshman and sophomore years. We do have some juniors and seniors in the academy as well who have progressed into other courses.
And how do you think a tour like you're having today of this facility, talking with all the people who now work here, having them explain to the students their roles and their experiences, and then the tour of the facility, what does that mean to this class of students?
Well, I hope it obviously spurs interest in the job opportunities that are here locally as well as around the state and the nation. A lot of students have a negative perception of law enforcement, courts, and so what we're trying to do there in the academy is to obviously expose them to the other side of those particular concepts. But also a tour like this would, and a meeting like this would obviously give them opportunity to see the dynamics of what goes on in a facility such like this.
And I would suppose a lot of these students, if not all, maybe have some sort of interest in a career in the field of law or law enforcement or juvenile justice. Do I see head shakes back there a little bit? Yeah, I see some head shakes. So this is a very good start for them, isn't it?
Correct. Yes. Obviously, the advisor counselors, if they want to take an elective, they are placed in this track in the public safety or Academy of Criminal Justice, and they follow that particular track till graduation. But we try to focus on those students who have an interest to do this particular type of job after high school, and so we're trying to establish some job shadowing as well in the future. But the focus is to expose them to this type of field while they're in high school.
Great. Well, Jaime, thank you for what you do at the A.J. Moore Academies at University High School. Thank you, Mr. Vines. We're going to talk now to some of the students who are a part of this educational process today. This is Jasmine Robinson and Jacob Maldonado. Jasmine, you're a freshman. A very young student, but learning a lot today. Talk to me a little bit about the class that you're at University High School, dealing with law enforcement, and this tour today.
In our class, we're learning right now about the court systems in the state, but also in the country, like how they all just go together. And then we also learn about the laws. We're slowly learning about that. But going here today, it kind of made me realize this is what I want to do, because I get to put faces with all the jobs. It helps me to understand the story behind everything in it. Because reading it in a book is different than hearing the emotion people put into it. And it kind of made me know more about what I want to do when I grow up.
Great. Well, you have a lot of time to think about it. Only a freshman. A lot of minds can change over a course of 4 years. But tell me right now what you're looking at.
Right now, I want to be a counselor to the kids who come in here, and I want to help them to be able to do something better once they get out, and see if their life, help them mentally before they can go out and into the world.
Right, because a lot of times we look at the children who come here as being thugs or criminals, when indeed they're young people who have simply made some mistakes or have had a tough life coming up.
I kind of think that we don't know the story whenever they come in, that everybody has their story to tell, and we don't know what's going on deeper into them.
Right, and you have a sensitivity toward that now.
Yes, it kind of, talking to the people made me realize that it's an emotional job, but it does well to the community.
Yeah. Very good, Jasmine. Thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's talk to Jacob Maldonado. Jacob is a sophomore, so you've had one more year under your belt. But talk to me a little bit about today's experience and how it's going to help you.
Well, today it was like, because in class we're learning all about, the laws and more about court. And as coming in here, they tell you all these people come in and it all relates back to court and basically trying to help out kids here. And, well, some of these kids, they come from a hard background, and most people, they just judge them because of the way they look. Right. And as here, they have a voice. People are here to help them out instead of just leaving them out in the streets.
Yeah, I think that's what you're finding out today as you're talking to the individuals who work here, is that when a child comes in here, they see a person that they deeply care about. And that's sort of been the theme throughout this whole morning, hasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Tell me about your plans for the future.
Well, I actually wanted to be a police officer, but now looking at it now, I really want to be a probation officer.
Very good. Enjoying your classes there at University High?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Tell me a little bit about what you're looking forward to as this session continues. I think there's a tour that comes after this.
Yeah, well, I'm actually looking forward to, showing us more about how it is in here and what it's like to work here and be like.
You find that a real-life experience of coming to a place like the Logue Center beats being in the classroom simply reading about it in a book?
Yes, sir. It helps out more instead of just reading in the book, and people actually here are telling you what it's really like.
Very good. Thank you so much, Jacob. Thank you again to Jasmine Robinson. Thanks again to Mr. Villarreal, the teacher at University High School, and to Mr. Jim Vines, who is the superintendent here at the Logue Center. Once again, I'm at the Juvenile Justice Center, where the students at University High School at the A.J. Moore Academies of Law and Criminal Justice are learning all about and getting a first-hand look at juvenile justice in Waco, Texas. Again, this is Dale Caffey with a bunch of students from University High School, where there are learners today, leaders tomorrow.